So let's have a play with some Warpaints Fanatic effects paint, specifically these two, Dark Rust and Fresh Rust. Let's see what they're like, shall we? This is just an old gash bit from a Games Workshop terrain sprue that I've primed white that I'm using to test these paints. So let's start with the Dark Rust. I'm brushing it on straight out the bottle. I'm using not my best brush because I think these paints have got a bit of sort of texture to them, a bit of grit, and that's not going to do good brushes any favours at all. And we'll repeat the process with the Fresh Rust also. Given the rough textured nature of the paint, I think stippling it on might have a beneficial effect too. So I'm just going to be using my trusty old knackered makeup brush and just stipple the two colours on. Yeah, here I think you should be able to see the textured nature of the paint there. And now I'm going to do the same with the old effects paint, the Dry Rust from the original Warpaints range, which I actually used to very much like using. I still do, in fact. This is just a very, very matte rusty orange colour. Doesn't have the texture that the others two do. But I do like the colour. I think it complements the others well, so I shall probably still be using this alongside the other two. Here's the three, all finished, all dry. They all dry very, very matte, which is what you want for a rust effect. The texture in the two new ones is quite subtle. It's not obtrusive. It's yeah, I think it works quite well. These paints are good for what they're good for. Yeah, no, I think I should be making good use of these. And here I've used the two new paints just very diluted, and you can see here the texture that the paints contain. So it's not excessive, but yeah, they work well diluted as well. What can I say? They make a nice rusty coloured wash. I can see this being useful. And finally, just a very quick test using all three of these paints, the two new ones and the old one, all just stippled on. Yeah, I like the effect. Very matte, the texture's good. Even just this very quick stippling got a nice effect. I think these paints have good potential. So in conclusion, yeah, these paints work well as rust effect paints. They've got a texture to them that, whilst noticeable, is not intrusive. The colours are good. They dry very, very matte. Personally, I'm going to get a lot of good use out of these. Yeah, I like them. Thumbs up from me, the Kinky Weasel seal of approval. The question is, what do you think? Next video is going to be trying out some rust chipping techniques just to see how they work. But until then, thanks for watching and bye for now. Take care.